The 2025 meeting of the Eastham Board of Health. This meeting will be video recorded and broadcast over local access Channel 8 and through the town website at www.eastham-ma.gov. So we have two of us here in person, two remote, so thank you both for being with us, and Francie in your car, be safe. So first thing on the agenda is opening statements, and I want to turn it to Susan.
We don't have any updates this month. Next
Wow.
month, yes.
Okay, no updates. Francie or Paige, do you have any opening statements you want to make?
No, I don't.
Thank you.
My usual, urging every person over 65 to get vaccinated.
Okay,
Which will be one of my updates next month for the clinics that we have planned. It's just too early to put it out there.
okay. All right,
But I just want everyone to know that everyone in the state of Massachusetts will be able to get vaccinated because, without having to go to a doctor.
okay.
That's good.
Good to know. Good to get vaccinated. All right, so we'll start with the third item on our agenda, which is 435 Shirtlift Road, which is a continuance. We continued pending presentation before the Conservation Commission, and I think maybe we have an update on what happened at that meeting, which would
Yes,
be
so
helpful.
they did go before the Conservation Commission on September 23rd, and it was approved by CONSCOM,
Okay,
the plans presented at that time.
okay, thank you. So, just as a reminder and for the record, there are a couple of variances that are being requested. A 5-foot variance where 10 is required for the distance from the SAS to the property line, and same thing for the SAS reserve area to the property line. And then on Eastham, that's state regs. On the Eastham Board of Health regulations, a 15-foot variance where 100 is required to the top of the coastal bank, and a 19-foot variance where 100 feet is required for the proposed SAS reserve area to the top of the coastal bank. So we did not even discuss this because we really wanted to hear what conservation was going to do, because if they moved physically the building, that would change everything. Is there anybody here or online to speak to those variances and I guess to explain to us if this is maximal feasible compliance, if everything possible was considered, even though 5 feet seems like not much, it's 50% variance, 5 feet versus 10 feet, which to me is significant. So is there anybody?
Yeah, Mr. Riley on the screen here.
Good afternoon. For the record, Sean Riley with Time Bond. Can you hear me all right?
Oh, I can.
Yes.
Welcome. I'm glad you're here to discuss
Yes.
this. And I thought maybe if you can just describe your process, where things are, why they're there, why the variances were requested, then we can move to questions and comments from the board members.
Absolutely, yes. And we received approval from both the Conservation Commission and the Planning Board for the project. The existing sewage disposal system consists of a septic tank and leaching chambers. That is down in the flood zone. You can see on the plan to the north, down by the lower driveway, lower in elevation, the northern driveway. There's the SAS and the septic tank. We are proposing to move that to the, if you want me to share my screen, I
I'm
can.
going to share it.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll see that
Very
come up.
large
So,
file.
yeah, so as that's opening up, we've moved it to the furthest possible point from all the resource areas, and also pushed the limit by pushing it even further closer to the street and closer to the southern property line to try to get the SAS as far as possible from the resource areas horizontally, but also bringing it up in elevation vertically as high as we can to the highest point of the lot. We're going from 3 bedrooms existing to 3 bedrooms proposed, so we're not increasing the bedroom count. And we are adding IA technology with a nitrogen reducing component, a FAST system. So on the screen here, you can see in the upper quadrant, you see the driveway that's up there. There's a note there that says existing. The second note down on the right from the top is pointing to the components that are there now. They're in the 50-foot buffer now, both of the components, and they're also in the flood zone. So you can see the 50 and the 100-foot buffer there as the dashed lines on the screen.
Yep.
The 100-foot buffer is running through the SAS and the corner of the septic tank FAST system. So you can see that we've pushed this as far as feasibly possible without pushing it off the property to get that separation. And we've put the reserve area, closer. So there is a greater variance for the reserve area. But, if this were to be replaced in the future, this is the location that it would put into. So this is the maximal feasible compliance. And I'll open it up to any questions you may have.
All right. Before we do that, because these are variances, I just want to make sure that if there's anybody who's in a butter who's online that may have any comments or concerns, I want to give you an opportunity to make those. No? Nobody? Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, in that case, let me just let my colleagues, would you like to begin if you have questions? Yeah.
I just have one question. I'm Hilda Maroli. And under the second variance under 310 CMR, it says a 5-foot variance where 20
Oh, I'm sorry.
is
I misread it.
required. And then at the end it says 5 is provided. So are the variance is actually 15? Am I correct?
Yes.
Or is it?
No, it should be, there's a 10-foot requirement to the property line. So that should be 5
And 10.
from the property line. There's a variance on the local code of 15 to get the septic tank, that the septic tank is in the 100-foot buffer. So the local code is a 5-foot variance for the for the state code.
Right.
The only variances that we're asking for are the SAS to the property line, where a 10-foot is required. We're requesting 5.
It's the next one down, actually.
Yeah.
Number 2 that I'm questioning. Do you see number
It's
2?
for
It
the
says-
reserve area.
The reserve area.
I'm not seeing.
Number
The
2,
reserve-
under the state regs.
Yeah, you're also requesting a reserve area variance to the property line.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, that's what Hilda's talking
That's the
about.
question I have. So it's actually, you're asking for it to go from 20 feet to 5 or 15?
Or 15.
Is that a mistake, maybe?
It is a mistake because the requirement for the reserve area to the property line is only 10 feet. It should be a 5-foot variance with a 5-foot dimension.
So they're
to
both the
property.
same.
So they're both the same?
Both 5 and 10 and 5.
5 and 10.
Okay.
That is correct. Thank you for picking that up.
On your write-up.
Other questions or Francie or Paige? Let's start with Francie.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So with these, they're pretty considerable. The 19-foot off the 100 feet required to the top of the coastal bank, and it is, and the 15-foot variance making the frontal dune length 85 feet. What kind of, can the engineer speak to, like, is there any kind of environmental impact from reducing these distances? In your
Reducing.
opinion?
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
In my opinion, where we're on the bay and we're not in an estuary, and with the treatment that we have, this reduction is actually less than it was before in its proximity to groundwater. So with the elevation that we have, we are increasing our separation to groundwater, which does give room for it to treat within that soil below. So there will be a significant drop and reduction in treatment that that's happening up at this higher elevation than there was prior. I would be more concerned if we were in estuary for nitrogen or any of the abatements. But there will be an improvement on the wastewater treatment.
Okay. I mean, because there were now, look, they don't have, there's no AI system there now.
That's correct. That's correct.
Related to that, to just leveraging off of Francie's question, and this is for my colleagues here, what is the road of erosion in that area? Because I'm thinking you only want to do this once, and you want to do it
Yes.
right. So,
Yeah. There isn't any. There's a
Okay.
full rock revetment out in front of this property, so there is
Okay.
no erosion.
okay, good to know. Just means it goes up and down.
And if it were to come in, it would come in from the. There is no revetment on the
Right.
parking lot side. You've got the public parking area to the north of the
Yeah.
property.
So,
And that is not revetted, so it would come from that direction. So again, we are as far as possible from that parking lot in this corner of the property.
but would it then impact that town beach? Is that something we should be concerned about?
No,
No.
no. If
Okay.
if it, if it's
No.
back
Okay.
that far into that corner and it's back at that soil absorption system, there's more problems than this system to the town.
Okay.
That's very significant.
Yeah, I want to make sure we make a thoughtful
Yeah, I don't think my
decision.
kids will see that in their lifetime.
Okay, good to know. All right, I'm sorry, Francie, did you have other questions? You lose Francie?
No, I think they were answered.
Okay.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yep,
Hello?
we can hear you.
Okay, because I'm in a, you know, they've done their due diligence, and I think, given that, something's going to happen here, some project is going to happen, this is, I would support the project going forward.
Okay. Paige?
That's my feeling.
Thank you, Francie. Paige?
Paige, I think you're muted. I think you're still muted, Paige.
You can unmute her.
No.
Okay, is that good?
There we go.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, great. So based on the comments from Mr. Riley and also the fact that the Conservation Commission has signed off on this, I feel very comfortable approving it.
Okay. All right. Any more questions?
Oh.
Yep.
Do you have anything to add, Hope, you yourself?
No, I already asked all my questions, I think, but thank you. All right. So I guess we should ready to make a motion?
I move that we accept,
Oh, Hilda, when you make the motion, you got to read all the conditions.
All of these. Yeah. Yeah.
Hilda,
all right, here we go.
go ahead.
Subject to Conservation Commission review and approval, which has been
Has happened,
received.
yep.
2, no increase in habitable or occupiable square footage without Board of Health review and a butter notification. 3-bedroom deed restriction and use of IA technology using microfast 0.5 treatment to be recorded with the Barnstable County Registry of Deeds. Secondary treatment and monitoring under general use approval conditions per DEP regulations, including quarterly effluent sampling or 2 times per year for seasonal use for total nitrogen, BOD, TSS, nitrate nitrogen not to exceed 19 milligrams per liter, Board of Health conditions to be referenced on deed restriction. 5, operation and maintenance agreement to be submitted to the Eastham Health Department and Barnstable County Health and Environment. Operation and maintenance contract required for the life of the system. Operator to report results to Barnstable County Health and Environment Database or directly to the Eastham Health Department if not available. 6, designer to verify proper operation of the system prior to the issuance of the certificate of compliance. final inspections and startup inspections to be witnessed by the Eastham Health Department. 7, connection to municipal water supply to be confirmed before issuance of the certificate of compliance. 8, any sewer lines within 10 feet of municipal water supply lines to be sleeved. 9, recommend use of an underground blower unit and that care be taken at time of installation to maintain distance from neighboring properties. And 10, Board of Health approval valid until September 25th, 2026.
I'll second that. Good job. Second that. Okay. All in favor, start Paige?
Aye.
Francie?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All
Thank
set.
you very much.
Thank you.
That was a long journey.
It was. Well, all right. All right. Next item on our agenda is 155 Bridge Road.
Good afternoon. For the record, Danny Gonzalez, professional engineer with Down Cape Engineering, here on behalf of Christina Phillip and her project at 155 Bridge Road. She is in the audience if you have any questions for her.
I'm sorry, do you have your green cards?
And I believe Paige would like to make a comment just right before you begin.
Sure.
Hi.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Paige?
I would like to recuse myself from this vote. I have a personal relationship with the people that are applying for the variance.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
I can go
Go-
ahead and
go-
explain
go.
it if you want.
Yes, please,
Sorry,
please
sure.
do.
No.
Yeah. So this is an existing dwelling that was damaged in a fire. The owners are looking to rebuild in the same footprint. As part of that work, we're doing a new septic upgrade. That upgrade includes a new pressure dose raised leaching field and IA technology septic tank. It's a STAR system. It's considered the best available technology on the Mass DEP list. This is a tight site where the 100-foot buffer from the wetland in the back basically encompasses the entire property. So it's almost impossible. It is impossible to get a leaching field 100 feet away from that wetland, and that's the variance we're asking, is for a reduction in that 100-foot separation from the wetland. We are 5 feet to groundwater. The pressure dose adds additional treatment on top of the IA, no increase in bedrooms, and this project was approved by the Conservation Commission at one of their hearings. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have.
All right, thank you. And again, since this is a variance, are there any butters? Probably not, but. Huh?
I said I'm also the abutter across the street.
Oh,
You are.
do you have any comments as an abutter? Okay, I just want to make sure in case anybody had anything to say. So same thing, it's maximal feasible compliance. I mean, it is a tight lot. It's the same number of bedrooms, so under our regulations, there's no change there. And this is improved technology over what exists now, so that's all positive. Although, to me, it's a significant variance, but I think there's nowhere else to go. Is that a fair statement?
It is. I mean, we could ask for more variances and, push it within a lot line setback or something like that. But other than of that, then this is about as far away from the wetland as we
I
can
mean,
get.
in terms of being away from the wetland, distance from the wetlands, that would be the greatest concern in terms of environmental protections, right? So
Sure.
is that?
I mean, a
to
5-foot
maximize-
difference is probably not going to make, that big of a deal. But
And
we
there's
don't-
nothing separating the land from the wetlands. The edge of the property?
No.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Of course, go ahead.
Um, it probably said this. Is the house on the same footprint? It's going to be rebuilt.
Correct. Yeah. Same foundation.
Same
Same, so it's the same,
with an
same
addition,
footprint.
Nancy.
So but the addition is what, a deck? I'm trying to look here.
It's a small little bump out on the front. We're just squaring off the front. There used to be a bay window there, so it's about I think a 2-foot jog in the front, very small.
Okay. All right, well, again, a project was approved by Conscom, and they're very strict about these things. And I mean, again, we have this question of like these large variances, but I guess with the new system of IA technology that we have, it's still it's a much better system and an improvement over what was. So I would say that
like to also point out the property would be eligible for phase 2 of sewer connection.
Oh,
That's
good.
something
Thank you for
for-
pointing that out. So what is,
The board to consider, I don't know that we're ready to consider that when we're approving things. Until
Yeah.
we have regs in place, but it is something to think about in the future.
yeah, no, that's a really good point, because you don't want to put all this money
It
into a
is, but-
system and then connect
But that's
to
like
the
10,
sewer.
15 years from now, so.
Maybe you
how
do.
many.
Maybe
how
it'll be
many
time.
years, you think? How many years is that going to be?
10 plus.
At least.
At least 10.
For
At least
phase
10,
2.
so-
And this property would be in phase 2, so you never know.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. What we have available now, but 10 plus years from now, you never know. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
we could only make recommendations for connections because it's not in existence yet. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will say that with the ongoing operations and maintenance of the IEA system, I think it probably would make sense to connect to the sewer when it did become available. You know, that would probably be a priority for the owners if I had to guess to
Okay.
help them out, so.
We don't even have it designed yet for phase 2, so.
Right.
Just putting it out there, okay. All right,
Today.
all right.
Do we put that, would we put that in our,
Conditions?
thank you. Like as a recommendation or not? We're not ready to do that.
We've done it for some properties that are on phase 1 because we're sure that's a go. Phase 2 is
Right.
still kind of nebulous. So I would wait for any sort of language about phase 2 until we're, approaching design at least.
Yes. Okay.
All right, Hilda, do you have any questions?
Just-
All right, and Paige has excused herself, so I would make a
So
motion.
I'll make the motion if you want. Up the motion.
Sure.
I make motion that, I'll make the motion to accept the parameters of this project as described with the following conditions. No increase in habitable or occupiable square footage without Board of Health review and a butter notification. 3-bedroom deed restriction and use of IA technology. Use 0.5 star unit treatment to be reported with the Barnstable County Registry of Deeds. Secondary treatment and monitoring under general use approval conditions per DEP regulations, including quarterly effluent sampling or 2 times per year for seasonal use, for total nitrogen, BOD, TSS, nitrate nitrogen not to exceed 19 milligrams per liter, Board of Health conditions to be referenced on deed restriction. Operation and maintenance agreement to be submitted to the Eastham Health Department and Barnstable County Health and Environment. Operation and maintenance contract required for the life of the system. Operator to report results to Barnstable County Health and Environment database or directly to the Eastham Health Department if not available. designed to verify proper operation of the system prior to the issuance of the certificate of compliance. Final inspections and startup inspections to be witnessed by the Eastham Health Department. Connection to municipal water supply to be confirmed before issuance of the certificate of compliance. Any sewer lines within 10 feet of municipal water supply lines to be sleeved. A 40 MIL liner required as shown on proposed plan, and the Board of Health approval valid until September 25th, 2026.
Thank you. I'll second that. All right. All in favor, Francie?
Aye.
Hilda?
Aye.
And I. All right.
Thank you very much.
I have, now that we did all this, I have one more question. Is this a seasonal dwelling or is it,
Full-time residents.
Full-time.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No?
That umbrella. Shimmery. That's cool.
All right. The next item on our agenda is our August meeting minutes.
Can I
Oh.
ask one thing?
Yeah.
And on the previous one of the things we put, number 9 says recommend use. How do we ascertain that they actually do what we recommend? Or,
What are we talking about?
I'm sorry, the previous one.
Yeah.
And it would be number 9 findings. I didn't want to bring it up, but it says recommend, and I guess I would have thought required would have been a better term if that's the
Recommend,
case.
so sometimes they can't put them in
Got it.
because of groundwater level or whatever. We like to see them because it reduces the noise of the unit
Okay,
and no complaints from abutters.
okay,
They don't have to.
all right.
It
That's-
can
that's my
add to the
question.
cost.
That's my question. Thank you.
And it's not required.
And it's not required.
Required, that's
Not
was the
required.
word, right?
We can put
It's
them in,
not
they're not required.
not required.
Most of the time when you ask for it, you do get it though.
Okay.
All right. August meeting minutes. I took a look. I didn't have any comments or edits. Did anybody else take a look at them?
I took a look at them and everything seemed fine to me.
Great. Francie?
I wasn't there.
Oh, you're right. I
was
forgot
absent.
about that. Forget about that. Thank you for reminding me. Hilda.
Okay.
No, I'm fine. I move we accept the minutes as distributed
All right.
for the August meeting.
Awesome. I'll second that. And then, Paige, are you in favor?
Yes, aye.
Thank you. Hilda?
Aye.
And I.
I only came with 3. It didn't finish. And Amy had some needed stuff last week, so you just left it out when you're ready, because there's only 2.
Just anywhere?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Draft regulations.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Other business.
So we've handed out hard copies to Hilda and Hope. Paige and Francie will get you your hard copies as well. These are draft regulations, not just including updates to septic regulations. Hillary went through everything
Wow.
and made some adjustments to the whole code.
So
So
everything in red.
everything in red, and
Okay.
underline red, right?
Some things we crossed off and just inserted a new regulation set that's more up to date. And there are some like comments on the side in red, and we did also send it to Gary Senical and the Recycling Committee, Kim and John at DPW for comments, so we still don't have all of the comments back yet, but we did want to get the draft in your hands before it got circulated elsewhere.
Great.
Hold on, so the draft that I have in my hands isn't the draft?
So what
Is that
I
right?
did was I looked at Hope's draft as a starting point, and then I pulled bits and pieces from her draft, which was just exclusive to cesspools, and incorporated them into our larger regulation set, because I didn't think we wanted a separate regulation set for cesspools. I think we wanted it folded into one regulation set.
So this is, I'm sorry, this is right, in our regulations regarding, what do you call it, subsurface sewage disposal?
Yes.
Is that what we're calling it? Yeah,
Yeah, so if
So
you go into well, you don't have the document yet, but we'll email it to you later on today. But if you go into the wastewater section, it will be found on page 16.
that's in the regulations that we have now, correct?
Well, she doesn't have these, right?
think you have
You don't have these.
We
I don't-
just handed out
Okay.
hard copies, Francie. I will drop off yours and Paige's hard copies tomorrow in your mailboxes.
Thank you, Susan.
And just related to that, can you also email
Yeah.
these?
Yeah.
Because sometimes
Yep.
I like to have both ways. So this is a huge amount of work, so thank you. So what is the process now that happens? And since we are specifically kind of charged with addressing the cesspools, also what is the process for that?
All of the above.
We're doing it all together as
Yeah,
one.
because I think
Okay.
I asked how you wanted to do it. Do you want to
Yep.
do it all together, or do you want to parse it out? And it's almost easiest to do it at one fell
Okay.
swoop. There's different sections, so we'll advertise each section that we made changes to.
Okay.
And then we go through section by section. So someone might be interested in the rental section, while other people might be interested in the cesspool section. And so it'll be a public hearing. People can come, talk. Nothing's final until it's final. So, have a look at this. If you don't like it, we can throw it out and start over. But,
Yep.
I mean, see what you think. Like, I took your cesspool section and I changed it because some of it didn't seem feasible. Some of it I left in there for further discussion because, like,
Well,
I think we need to be clear and consistent in what we're doing. So, like, we have an environmentally sensitive area. Do we want to consider 300 feet? If we do, that's fine. Or we stick with what we currently have at 100 feet. And then we've done some deeper analysis, which I'm not going to, put you through right now, but we've looked at the number of rental properties with cesspools. We've looked at the number of properties that are environmentally sensitive that have cesspools. We're waiting for one more iteration of the data to be able to query how many of those in the buildable upland will be able to connect to the sewer system, and then we'll show you more specific numbers as to where these systems are and what makes sense. But I think, in short order, we have 54 cesspools in environmentally sensitive areas, which I think is an important piece, and I would go after those first. And then we have 192 other cesspools around town, but we want to be able to pull out how many are on the sewer, because in my mind, we would do environmentally sensitive first, then we would do upland second, and then third, obviously, would be those connecting to the municipal collection and treatment system. So we're just waiting on Paul to be able to pull those numbers. Our map got a little wonky when we asked it to do too many things. So the cesspool triangles have disappeared on the map, so it's difficult to crunch the numbers. We have the back end, but not the front end working. So you may go on to the link we sent you and not see the cesspools, but we're working with the company. It's a problem with the company to get those back. So we're having some technical difficulties, but we've done the best we can with what we have, so.
Got it. So what, I'm just, because I'm the planner, so what are the next steps and what are our responsibilities?
So
these-
I think the next step is to come back to our next meeting in October. We can review this section by section. You can read it on your own,
Yep.
obviously, because I think it's easy enough to see where the changes are. It's a color document, so you can see red. We're going to send it to you electronically so you can see it if that's easier for you. And then be ready to discuss it. So we
At
can
the
just
October.
meeting.
have a
Okay.
conversation. There are some like targeted questions and comments on the side, which are, I think, where we're looking for input. But, you know, it's your regulation set. So if there's things you want to see that you don't see, have at it.
And
Wow.
this was to replace this.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Can I ask a question, Hillary?
Yeah.
Should we have should this be a workshop that we have, or should we just continue in our
No. I think
Hmm?
we do it as part of the meeting so that the public can participate if they're so inclined.
Okay,
And then it's documented and minutes are taken, so we're following the formal process.
okay.
There will still be like hearings as well that have to happen, but open to the public,
Right.
each step of the way.
And being new, this doesn't have to go to the state, it's just in Eastham.
It's just an Eastham. Once we settle on a draft, we'll send it to town council before we vote on anything.
what about county? What is their
We
role?
don't send it to the county. They don't get involved in local
They don't?
regulation.
Okay. Next question.
It looks like Paige has a
Oh,
question.
I'm sorry. Paige?
Hi, I have a comment and a question. So as far as what you said, Hillary, about how to address like each section of the cesspool situation, I think that sounds very reasonable. And I have one question for that. So when is, the proposed availability of hooking up to the first phase of the sewer?
At least 5 years out.
Okay. All right. So that's a considerable amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So while I'm looking at this, I have that information.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So I guess I just want to say thank you.
Yeah.
That's a huge amount. Updating regs is a bear.
A lot of reading.
It's a lot of reading. I feel bad for you at this point, but it's off my plate, so.
She's done that.
And I still today Susie and I sat down with it. So there's still tweaks that we need to make until we're satisfied as well, but the bulk of it is there.
I need a microphone, a big thing so I can see.
You're gonna see, when you look at it on the computer,
My
It'll be
G-check makes
yeah.
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 So
Thank
it's so hard. Like even when the little thing I did on the cesspools, when I went back and reread it this morning to prepare for this meeting, I was like, I didn't define my terms. Like, what were you thinking? I was like, mistake. It's really hard to
Yeah,
do.
it
It's really
takes
hard.
a while to get it just right. So this is a draft. It's a working draft. We'll
Yep.
share it around with some other people, get some more comments in, and
So will we have comments from others in time for the October meeting?
I don't know. Certain people have asked to see it. My guess is we'll have it available at the office for whoever wants to pick up a copy.
Okay.
We'll talk about it with engineers that are out and about and coming in and just let them know, I guess what I recognized in the conscom realm here, we put in a regulation set and somebody came in later that was like a master of whatever the section was, and they were like, I wish you would have shared this with me because this isn't possible and that's not possible. And so now we have certain things in our regulation codified that don't seem possible according to someone that I would consider an expert in the area. So we never want that to happen. And that obviously went through town council and town council said it was fine, but someone who's actually practicing
Yep.
is saying it's not possible. So I think we want to share it as widely as possible. Once we get to the point of a public hearing, it does get advertised for 2 consecutive weeks in the newspaper. And so but I still find people don't hone in on it that way. So it's really best if we can hand it to someone and say, here, have a look at this. What do you think?
To that end, is there ever, and it's maybe a no, but a time where like highlights, we made changes to the following sections, like a one pager kind of thing, so people know whether to pay attention or not.
Summary.
Yes?
And we can work with Kayla to do some PR around it also through the regular channels. But even if we do all the things that are in our wheelhouse to do, people still don't pay attention.
I know, but I was just thinking,
Yeah.
just so people know, like,
Yes.
oh, you're changing regs on X, and that's something I care about.
Well, and I think like specifically for like our cesspool section, like we have all their mailing addresses. We've reached out to them once before.
Yep.
Once we have a solid draft that we're ready and comfortable with, we'll send that out to those people via post because we only have, 200 of them or so. So we can, that's like easy to do. The transfer station, we did put in section about bundled pricing for refuse and recycling. They have to offer both. That's a DEP thing. So we can notify haulers of that. We had to do that in Wellfleet when we did that. So there are certain sections, the tobacco section, we can notify our tobacco licensees. So
The rental one.
yeah, the rentals might be a little more difficult to hone in on because there's realtors that do rentals, there's homeowners that do
Yep.
rentals.
That's going to be
But-
up here, I think.
Our schedule, I guess, we said that we wanted to have these done
March.
by March, so we could put notice in their renewal letters that there are some regulatory changes. So we would get them during that process.
I don't know if you want to go this direction, but part-time residents are.
Oh, they know all about it. I write into their newsletter.
Okay.
No. We're tightly
Way ahead of me. I
We're
like
tightly connected. I just put into their newsletter that we were updating regulations and to be on the lookout because I think they brought to us at our last meeting when we talked about beaches. What are you doing about septic systems by the beaches that when we're having all these beach failures? So there is a section in here that talks about an inspection program for 78 code systems along beaches. And then Susan and I today were talking, we're like, well, why are we just going to do beaches? What about ponds? They're just as sensitive. If we have a 78 code system now, they weren't asking us for that, but how can we consider one without the other? So it's a decisional point for the board to make when you look at that, if that's something we want to do.
And this probably has nothing to do with what we're, it may not be relevant, and you can just say, move on, Hilda. There are 54 cesspools in environmentally sensitive areas, you just said.
Mhm.
And phase one is 5 years out.
At least.
What happens if any of these 54 fail before that? They have to.
So the 54 are environmentally sensitive. Those are different than the ones in our phase 1 and phase 2 collection and treatment areas. So environmentally sensitive within 100 feet of a wetland resource, fresh or salt, within the flood zone,
Okay, so.
within the ACEC. Yeah, separate things.
All right, thank
And
you.
it's all defined in there, so you'll see it.
If I can read it.
Online.
I have one.
Yeah. If or you could have to do this.
Francie, yes?
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to say, are we doing, those Eastham Facebook pages? Oh, I look at them sometimes and there's like a lot of misinformation, that people talk about. I don't know if we want to do anything with that. Use it as a way to get real information out about what's happening because, people start saying things like they're going to make you spend all this money or do this, make
Go
you get
ahead.
rid of your.
Hillary has an answer.
Yeah, we actively work with Kayla. She was Jackie's assistant, and now she's our communications director. So she is in charge of the town social media accounts, and so we will post something on the town of Eastham's official page, and that usually gets picked up by the Eastham community face page or some of the other groups around town. We do not go in and respond to comments on those pages because it's a bit dicey, but we do respond to comments on the town of Eastham Facebook page. I don't have permission to do so, but Kayla will frequently, during the sewer discussion, would say, hey, this question came in, do we have an answer? So we do have a formal process for that, so.
Okay, because I think a lot of people in the town use that
Mm-hmm.
as resources.
Yep.
That was my comment.
Okay. All right, so we have our marching orders. Read this. Awesome. Paige, did you have any more comments or questions?
No, I do not. I have no other comments.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I just don't want to not include you. Thank you, Paige. All right. So
I had one more just response to Elena's questions from the prior meeting. She had asked to get some research on the number of overdoses in town.
Oh.
And so I worked with the police department, and I just feel like we should put this in the meeting minutes in case anyone is following it.
Yeah.
From 2020, we had 5 overdoses, and I guess I should preface this by saying the data is not exact, and there are some things that skew the reporting, so we're just using this as an estimate, not an end-all be-all. So 2020, we had 5 overdoses. 2021, we had 3. 2022, we had 7. 2023, we had 5. 2024, we had 1, plus 1 follow-up for an overdose and 1 accidental overdose. And in 2025, we had 3, plus 2 accidental medical overdoses.
thank you. Interesting.
And these are the ones that are reported to the police.
Yes, only the ones that are reported to the police.
Okay. So
Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's good to have a baseline. Okay. Any other business?
Oh,
There was a puppy. I don't know.
So, are we done?
If nobody has any other business, we are done.
All right, well, Hope,
Would you like? I can make a motion to adjourn.
I will second it.
All right. Everybody in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
I
Hi.
Aye.
All right. Thank
Well,
you,
this was
everybody.
fun.